Welcome on in, everybody. I hope you're all doing well. Here we are then for round four in Canada. Just waiting for all of our drivers to be ready before starting this one up. Whilst we are waiting though, we'll just take a quick look back at our constructor and driver standings. Let's start off with the driver standings for today. So we've got Adam still holding on to P1 just about his solo, breathing down his neck. LFC in P3, Ash in P4. Ash will be having two fastest laps in the opening three races. Lordy P5, having just won the last race at Monaco. Very good result for him. Raven P6, Trappy P7, Ollie P8, Trix P9, the Hammer P10. Maddie Clem P11, Baggy P12, Torio in P13, Davey P14, Kiza P15, and then nobody else yet to score points here. Early days in the standings, though, say into round four today. Ooh, as we do get ourselves into the pit lane. Let's quickly flash up the constructor standings there as well for you to see. Alpine, Adam still carrying Alpine to the lead. Does have a teammate though today to help him around getting some points. Williams in P2, Aston Martin in P3, McLaren P4, Ferrari P5, Haas P6, Alfa Romeo P7, AlphaTauri P8, Mercedes P9. Red Bull Racing yet to score a point here in the opening three races. Can that change today, I wonder, as we get ourselves prepared here? Let's just make sure we've got all that we need open. We'll keep the telemetry on so we can see whether people are on a hot lap or a cool down or warm up. We await our first car to come out here. Now I'm wondering whether there will be rain on the cars in this race. Canada does occasionally throw up a little bit of rain. And we see a first car leaving the pit lane. There is Delta Shadow looking to score Red Bull's first points of the season today. Finger crossed for Red Bull. Delta Shadow, previous winner here last season in Canada, where we had all kinds of different weather throw up, and he managed to prevail by, I believe it was 4,000th of a second he managed to win that race by. Very close when it come to the end when we saw that checkered flag. A few of the drivers are joining him out on the track. LFC, Stewart, Lordy, Solo, and Trappy. Got a few less drivers here like we've had in the last couple of weeks, but still there's plenty of competition still to be had out on the track there. Still no information from the pit wall as of yet as to what the weather's looking like. I'm sure it'll be updated in due course. So the two Alfa Romeos choosing to stay in the pit lane for now. We've been following Delta here, and he will be our pace setter today. The first person over that line. We'll take a look and we'll stick on board with him. Also interested to see how HDL Trappy does. It's been a poor start for the Mercedes driver after winning the Drivers' Championship in the last race of last season. Looks like the Mercedes driver though, Trappy and Stewart, very close together on track. Could there be a bit of a tow situation going on? I think HDL Trappy is a bit too far away for that. Oh, I've got all kinds of errors dropping up here. Okay, we are all good though. We are all good though. So currently we have HDL Trappy. He's got the fastest Sector 1 time, although it is showing Delta Shadow. He's got the fastest 2 times. He's the only person to set a time, but Delta Shadow set a 20.3, and actually HDL Trappy has beaten the time here of Delta Shadow by quite a significant distance. So although Delta Shadow will be on pole position momentarily, HDL Trappy, I think, will be smashing that time out there as we come down the final straight section. The 111, let's jump on board very quickly with HDL Trappy, who has gone purple in all sectors apart from the final, then goes purple in the final, puts in a 110.8, so really setting the standard there, as Stuart should be next across our line. Puts in a 116 there from Stuart, so a bit of a slower time there from the second Mercedes driver. The LFC puts in a 111.4. All of our drivers now are lining up here. We've got the Williams OMG Solo, goes P2 with the 111 flat. We've got the Alpine, I believe, of Ollie, actually, it was. Not Adam. Oh, no, sorry, Rouge Nico it was, but it was an invalid lap time. There's Ollie is about to cross the line. He's also invalidated his first lap here. So Adam, it is a potential pole sitter here. Adam's current times, what we're looking at there, no purple times on the board as of yet. But let's see what he can do in this final sector, whether he can get close to P3 there for Adam with a 111 flat as well. So quite a few of our drivers in the 111s. We did have a yellow flag flash up there. I think it was for Delta Shadow going a little bit slower on the track. Let's see if Stuart is going for the second push lap here. It looks like he hasn't. Not used much DRS there, so I wonder if it's just 2 warm-up laps there for Stu. And then this here now could be his fast lap. Got our first Alfa Romeo coming out of the pit lane. Ollie with another invalidation, Nico with another invalidation. Stu goes into the pit, so we'll focus our attention on FPS Tricks here as he comes out for his first lap. As all of the drivers should be going onto the pit. Into the pit, sorry. It should be a nice quiet track for Tricks here. How's it going, Zach? How's it going, brother? Welcome in, welcome in. We are on board with you currently. Hoping that you put in a nice show for us here as he's warming up his tyres. Hopefully he hasn't just impeded Adam, I believe, who's behind, or is it Nico? Yeah, Adam behind. Adam is on a bit of a slow lap, so let's see if FPS Tricks can get himself a very good first lap here. We'll over to the left hand side here as he just goes into the first 2 major corners. Foot flat down as he gets himself into turn 3 and followed by turn 4. Little kink in the road here before turn 5. For our first real turn here into turn 6. First real turn there, sector 2. FPS Tricks here 20.0 in sector 1, so going to be upper end of the table here. Taking a bit of grass there though, as we come around that long right hander of turn 10 out into turn 11, foot floor, full flat to the floor, all the way really until turns 13 and 14, where we call it the Wall of Champions. And will he survive the Wall of Champions here? That yellow flags for LFC. They're going slowly on the track, I think. Takes the corners nicely, very close to the wall, just how we like it. And comes across the line, puts it in P3. It's another 111 flat there. So 3 of our drivers on 111 flat. As we do see the Ferrari of Lordi coming out for his second out lap. Lordi, the winner last time out. Oh, Nico's still on track, actually. Very low ERS, but I'm guessing he's just trying to put in a banker lap here. Oh no, sorry, he might have just finished a banker lap. So he's got a 112 there, so he did finally put a lap time in. Got Ollie on track as well. He's got on a 113, so he's also managed to put a lap in somewhere there, put a lap together. LFC started his second hot lap of the session. Looking to improve here. 111.4. It's not a bad time. It's still pretty close, but 111 flats looks like the place to be if you want to be anywhere near the top of the tree here. So looking pretty close here in qualifying at the moment. But full flat to the floor here. You come into this small chicane, but it's very tricky, particularly in the wet. as he now come up towards turn 10. Again, a long looping right-hander. And LFC, how are we looking on this lap? He is down on his time here in sector 2. And let's see how he does now in sector 3. Avoids World Champions, taking it not as wide as FPS Tricks did. And it is an improvement, but only up by 1 place there. Let's jump on board with Lordy, who's our only other driver out on track, currently setting a time. ERS is activated, so he's definitely hot lapping. Set to 1 time, he's actually down on his time by 2 tenths, so looking good here for Lordy. Those 2 tenths will be massive. That will put him a lot closer to that 1:11 benchmark. If you can continue that on for the rest of the lap. He did flash up with the purple sector there, but I haven't got it on my telemetry. But again, he's still down on his times. It's looking good. It's looking good. As we come into turns 13 and 14, let's see if you can get these 2 corners nailed down. You can lose time, you can gain a lot of time here. Getting early on the throttle, but early on the brake as well, on the way in. And I haven't seen the timing board change yet, I'm guessing. They must have been validated there in the final 2 corners. Which is odd. Oh, that way hasn't improved, but let's go elsewhere. Let's have a look at Delta Shadow now on his second flying lap. We've also got Adam on his second flying lap. In fact, Adam will come across the line first. Let's focus on him. Just coming through sector 3 here. Adam has currently set a fastest sector 1 time this lap. To go through again, turn 13 and 14. No invalidation there, I don't believe. And Adam goes in for the fastest lap of the race for 1:10.4. 4 tenths off HDL Trappy's time there. So knocking off fantastic amount of time there. Delta Shadow. Then we've actually got actually the Ferrari of Lordy just ahead of Delta Shadow. So let's jump on board with him again. Again, similar to some of our other tracks we've had recently, you can get out on track and really put a few laps together quite quickly. Tire degradation is not a massive issue here either, so you can put a few laps together. Lordy again going across the line. I must be tripping, or Lordy's having some issues somewhere on the track because he's not improved his time there. Again, got yellow flags in sector 2. Stewart's invalidated, not having a great time in a minute. Low fuel as well. Still 1:16, his fastest time. We've got the 2 Alpines here giving each other a bit of a tow. Nico is the car behind. And Adam goes into the pits, and let's see if they've timed this perfectly here. And if Nico gets a massive advantage down that straight. It looked like Adam could have actually hindered Nick. Oh, sorry, Nico's actually up on his time for quite a while. What I need to do here, what I'm missing is actually our track data. That'll help us out a lot when it comes to our sectors, but Adam, I'm not sure if Adam hindered Nick. Nick just didn't really put together a very good time. Lordy goes ahead of Nico there. Getting a nice 1:11.8. How good would it be to see majority of our drivers all in 1:11s? So we've got Ollie and Stu struggling to put anything together. Nico not too far away from the 1:11s. But he has invalidated this time around. Stuart managed to stay out on track. Low fuel mode. Coming down the straight here. And it may have helped. Who would it have helped? It may have helped the Alpine of Nico. I've helped him more so, but Nico has invalidated, and this is going to be a drive into the pit lane. Been constant car after car after car here trying to get these laps together. I'd be surprised if Lordy puts his lap in. I would have thought he'd be going into the pits. He doesn't open his wing. Oh no, he does open his wing. Is it late? That's a bit of a wobble. I would assume this is going into the pit lane. I think it is. And you might actually get a bit of quiet on track whilst these drivers, Ollie invalidated, whilst these drivers prepare for their final runs. Again, you know, we're looking at an outlap of around about 1:20 maybe. So again, these drivers might leave it until the 2-minute mark before coming out, although actually, saying that, we've now got a Red Bull of Delta Shadow already out on track. And Ollie has actually continued on, so although he's got low fuel, it looks like he's going to attempt to put another lap in. I'm not sure that's going to go for him. And LFC is invalidated on his out lap, but he should be fine for his actual racing lap. Yeah, not too bad, Zach. Sorry, I haven't had the chat up at the minute. I've been looking at my data on the left-hand side. But yeah, doing well, mate. Doing well. Hope you're doing good. Do we have a weather check? Do we have a rain check at all? If you're not out on track currently, which I don't think you are. No, you're not. Do you have a weather check? I always count on you for that information, Zach. My weatherman in the pit lane. That's Ollie. That's what Ollie does. Has he managed to get the car around the track? He has. Will he manage to get it into the pit lane? Yes, he will. Maybe just wanted to set that final lap then a moment ago. As LFC comes bombarding down to start what will likely be his final run. Whether it be his final lap, I'm unsure. Oh, no, goes straight into the pits actually. So our focus now goes towards HDL Trappy on his outlap. Can he find an answer to Adam? Stewart's about on an outlap. Can he find an answer to the track limits? He says no rain, but Trappy and Solo don't believe it. Yep, I'd keep your wits about you. It's always a bit grey around the Canadian circuit here. Stewart now starting this all-important lap. He has activated his ERS. So we would call this a hot lap, and let's see how Stewart can do, whether he can improve. We'll try and check back into him towards the end of his lap. Another all-important lap here from HDL Trappy. Again, they probably do have enough time to get 2 laps in here. But they might be able to back out of this lap and go again. But we've seen all of our drivers now are coming out onto the track. Other than Adam, actually. Adam seems to be sitting. Oh, no, Adam is just on his way out of the pit lane now. You can see on the track map in the bottom right-hand corner. So, a very late one. Ooh, yellow flags here by LFC. I think that was LFC getting out of the way there on an outlap. Getting out of the way of Lordy, was it? It looks like it was. He's just apparently set a purple sector 1 times. It hasn't hindered him at all. Back on board is Stewart now, who's actually invalidated that lap somewhere. He's still got 50% ERS, but it looks like he's actually just going to call it there for his qualifier, and I don't know why he's gone and done that. I don't know why he's gone and done that. Let's see how HDL Trappy does, who's just stopped on track as well. I'm not sure if that's a case of overshooting there. He's been disqualified from the session. What is going on here? What is going on here? He's been disqualified. Pushed into P11. We've got Solo, who is getting a bit of a tow there from the Alpine of Adam on his outlap. Adam's still warming up those tires. Let's see what Solo can do. Data Shadow has retired. He can't go any faster there. We got into a 110, though. I didn't actually notice that. Data Shadow at P2 there in the 110. Solo as well into the 110s. Next across the line is going to be Nico. Sorry, not Adam, Nico. So the slightly quicker time. Doesn't move him up all that much. FPS tricks now as he's coming down this straight. Probably knew we weren't improving there and had a bit of a wobble. Ollie, how are we doing, Ollie? It's faster. Doesn't move in, but it is faster. We've got LFC coming around the final 2 corners. It's valid. It's a valid lap. It's a faster lap. Puts him to P4. We've then got Lordy, who's headed to the pits. We've got Matty Clem. Gets himself across the line there, but it was a slower lap time. I think all we're waiting on now is Adam, who's invalidated his lap. And is he going to go to the pit lane? No, he's not going to do the smart thing and the honourable thing and go across the finish line. So we haven't got to wait for him. So that should be the end of quali. Just waiting for Solo's car to fully enter the garage. And whilst we do that, let's just have a look at the Season 7 calendar so far. So we are in Canada currently. Next up, we have United Kingdom, which is our first sprint race of the series. Then to Saudi Arabia before our second sprint race in Hungary. I'll leave the rest up there for you to have a view of yourselves. There we have our grid then. Adam, Delta, Solo, LFC, Trix, Lordy, Nico, Clem, Ollie, Stewart, Trappy with a disqualification, unsure why that is, and Stu's fastest lap is actually set on the intermediate tyre rather than the soft tyre. So that banker lap actually all important for him there. And we'll see whether anything is reported at the end of the session today. So a bit of time then, just in between here, we'll just flash up our next round, which is Britain. It is our reverse sprint, so we'll take our driver standings, we reverse that based on who's attending. So the person who's bottom in the standings is first for the sprint, and the person who's first in the standings is last in the sprint. And of course, we fill in the gaps with the rest of our drivers. Before today's race, this is how it looks here. So Adam will be starting at the back of the grid, and Stuart would be starting at the front of the grid, and again filling in the blanks in between depending on people's attendance. So again, always a fun one. We've tried to be a bit smarter with our sprint races and actually put them on tracks where sprint is possible, bar Hungary, of course, which is a pretty tough one to overtake on, but there is plenty of room for track limits and other action there. But let's move on to the racing, and we do have our formation lap today. Gives me a chance just to set everything up here. In fact, we won't have the telemetry on. Let's look at the starting tyre then. So HDL Trappy might feel like they're only going to have a bit of a long day here. Starting on the softs, so you got both Mercedes there dead last on our grid. So 2 different strategies. HDL Trappy on the soft, Stewart on the hard. Look at the top of the grid, we've got our front row sitters both on the medium. Solo looking to go a little bit longer on the hard tyre. LFC next to him looking for a bit more pace off the line on the mediums. Possible strategies, looking at a hard medium or a hard medium. So it looks like the softs are not very usable whatsoever here in Canada. But FPS Trix and Lordy on the 3rd row of the grid on the hard tyres. Again, strategy split between Rouge Nico and Matty Clem on the hard and the medium. Alfa Romeo cars also looking to split their strategy, so Trix on the hard and Matty Clem on the medium. Ollie and the Haas on hards, and I've mentioned the bottom 2 already. So really a mixture between the grid, majority medium and hard tyres, and the rest, and one driver on the soft tyre. We had reports that there is no rain today, although it is looking pretty grey as the cars begin warming up their tyres, or finish off warming up their tyres as we head down the main straight. Okay, I'm going to jump on board, I think. Let's jump on board with Lordy. We'll see everybody's take off, but Lordy, nice in the middle of the pack at the moment. We'll stick on board with him when the lights do go out. The car's currently still lining up there. The car at the very back, Mercedes, is just lining up in the grid. And here we go. 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. Foot down to the floor. And here we go. A bit of a slow start there, it looked like. But let's see who got the better jump here. Focusing on Lordy at the moment. You see into turn 1, so Adam keeps his lead. Bit of RG bargy here. Coming through turns 1 and 2. All our drivers at Alpine here of Nico. Looks like he's got a pretty decent start. He's had to go over the grass there, and he's done well to avoid other drivers. He's actually slowing down here the 2 Mercedes drivers, which could be a tactic for him to assist Adam in scoring some more points today, as Adam gets a nice early lead here on the medium tyre. Delta staying just within distance here, and we've also got the Williams of Solo, who's got the run of the mill, even on the hard tyre against LFC currently. Let's have a quick look then at our lineup, and I don't think there's been any position moves here, other than HL Trappy going up 1 place and Nico dropping a few places. Other than that, it looks like the grid has stayed more or less the same during lap 1 here. So just a couple of movements then. We'll try and watch all drivers come through the wall of champions here. As Ollie slows right down there, and HL Trappy has to avoid. And Trappy looks like he's pulled out alongside Ollie and has made that move there. Matty Clem trying to look through a bit of a lock up there from Lordy. Trying to find his way through it, and does pretty well. HL Trappy did make that move on Ollie. Starting at the back of the grid, looking for a very quick first stint here. Ollie, Nico and Stu struggling here at the back of the pack early on. Stu looking for a way to get past Nico. At the moment, nothing is doing as Trappy gets himself past Matty Clem. Puts back in front here, and I might just downboarded Trappy here for his absolute resurgence through the pack, as his next culprit will be Lordy. His next target even will be Lordy, as Trappy does set the fastest sector 2 so far. Lordy with a bit of a lock up there, but HL Trappy will try to take advantage of that. It looks like the move might have to come into or after turn 13 and 14, as Lordy seems to have a bit more straight line speed here. Trappy takes it nicely. Lordy takes it nicely well, but Trappy managed to pull out left there. It's a very good move. Maybe similar to the move that he did earlier on Ollie. It's nice and tidy there through 13 and 14. It's a very tricky place to overtake. And now he's on to FPS Tricks. Trappy giving us some nice entertainment here early on, as he tries to make up for disqualification in qualifying. And what a camera angle this is as we watch FPS Tricks and HL Trappy. HL Trappy makes the move there on Tricks, but Lordy looking to capitalise there on the fact that Tricks was out of position off the racing line. To slow down a little bit more than he would have liked to. That's allowed Lordy in here with DRS to try and get himself a little bit closer. As Trappy now has a 2-second gap to LFC, who is battling and looks like he's gotten past Solo here. These two had a bit of an incident last race, and Solo looks like he's maybe taken a bit of the wall there. I'm hoping he hasn't got any damage on his front end plate. We can jump on board here and view that end plate, and I think it's okay from that angle there, as Solo now looking to get back. Looks like it's okay, that front wing. Looks like it's getting back now at LFC, or at least trying to. But LFC maybe putting out a bit more of a gap. Solo taking a little bit more cautiously. And actually LFC is now right on the back of Delta Shadow, with Adam with a 2-second gap out in front so far. Delta Shadow not being as quick currently as he may have felt last year at Canada, but it's a long old race here across 35 laps, and a lot can change in that time. Let's leave this now, and let's see HL Trappy making that resurgence right onto the back of Solo, and I'm sure we'll be striking distance for the next couple of laps as Matty Clem gets within DRS distance of Lordy. After the DRS activation point, it looks like, though. But Lordy and Matty Clem, the former teammates, former constructor title winners together at Alfa Romeo. Matty Clem has been at Alfa Romeo for the last 3 seasons, looking to really get a move here on Lordy, but what he can do down this straight. Lordy without DRS, Matty Clem with DRS. Once he gets that wing open, moves to the inside early, and he'll probably look to cut back across the track very nicely. Lordy has to be very careful with braking zone here, and he goes a bit wide. Matty Clem nearly collects the car there in the Wall of Champions, and Solo must have had a bit of damage there, which is why he's gone into the pit lane, and that is a wing change and some mediums for Solo. So he did make contact with the wall, and Ollie's also gone in for a pit stop, it looks like, because his tyres are also on 0 laps. So new tyres there for Ollie as well. Whoa, we have got Nico. He was very close to the car ahead of him. I'm not sure who the car ahead of him was, but I noticed he was very close, which is why I moved onto his camera, but he seemed to have had a bit of a mishap coming through the first sector there. Managed to keep the car on the track though, and again, it didn't look like he had too much damage. We've got a yellow flag now for Ollie, who's DNF'd. So I'm not sure what's happened there with Ollie. Whether or not he'll come and join me in the commentary room, I'm not sure. He might actually have access to the commentary room. So let me go ahead and use my access right now, just in case he does fancy joining for the rest of this race. LFC within striking distance of Delta Shadow. HDL Trap has now got a 2-second gap to LFC once again. Made it easy by the fact that Solo had to box. LFC currently just sitting behind, maybe just trying to save a bit of his energy system with his ERS. Energy recovery system as well. I'm looking for recovery. Energy recovery system. Gets that DRS open though. It's trying to get closer and closer to Delta Shadow. It actually looks like, now that his medium tyres have worn in, it looks like he's gathering a little bit more pace at the moment and managed to keep LFC at bay. However, this DRS zone is extremely powerful. It goes on for a very long time, and you get a nice run up into it as well. But LFC looks a bit far back here. He's getting closer, but it won't be enough here to get a move done as Delta Shadow goes through. And oh my lord, we jumped onto it just the right time there. LFC does manage to make the move. I'm not sure if Delta's got any damage there. Look, it's just his wheels that hit against the wall, but that draws in HDL Trappy, who's looking a little bit like Jaws. He's hunting his prey. And you can almost hear it in the background. Durnham, 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 Durnham. As he's hunting now. As OMG, it's Solo is battling with Nico here. Actually, both drivers going wheel to wheel. Could have been a bit of contact there from Nico on Solo. Nico just backing out there and giving Solo that bit of room. Solo, of course, on the fresher tyres, looking now to recover his race. Wherever you finish today, though, you are in the points thanks to Ollie throwing it into a wall. We weren't actually on board for that. I'm not sure exactly what happened there, but Solo here definitely trying to recover what is left of this race. Stewart slowly creeping up the table as well then, just maybe trying to keep things a little bit consistent. Again, a bit of a lock up from Lordy. Looks like he's struggling here, although he won last time out at Monaco. Looks like he's a little bit off the pace today at Canada, which again, it is one of Lordy's stronger tracks. Maybe just had a bit of a bad start here on the hard tyre. Yeah, Matty Clem with the only penalty of the race so far. And HDL Trappy now within striking distance of Delta Shadow. Those soft tyres are still travelling. And it looked like there was contact. There was contact there between Delta Shadow and HDL Trappy. We've got FPS Tricks now who should be able... Oh no, it's a safety car. It's a safety car. This will give a good chance here for Solo to catch up with the pack. as well as Nico. And unfortunately for HDL Trappy, he may have just used those soft tyres for one lap too many. Maybe didn't have the grip that he needed going into the corner side by side there with Delta Shadow. Again, we didn't have a great angle of it, so I'm not going to speculate too much on anybody being at fault there. But it's just a very unfortunate incident at that stage of the race for HDL Trappy, who will be able to get in and get back out. But I think he'll likely go to the back of the grid with that issue. Adam with a drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car as he goes into the pits. So Adam with a drive-through, our leader, got a drive-through penalty. And that could spice things up a little bit as well. What's drive-through penalty can't be served under safety car, although LFC's 5-second penalty can be... Oh no, sorry, wing change. With the wing change, not a 5-second penalty, sorry. A lot of drivers now opting to box. In fact, I think all of our drivers here are opting to box. We're seeing fresh tyres added to everybody. I wonder if Solo will take a decision to box here. Solo has not taken a decision to box. They're looking to gather some places there. 4 lap old mediums, they should be able to run for quite a while. I think everybody who has pitted onto mediums will likely have to do another stop before the end of the race. Those on the hards may be able to stretch that out. But again, that remains to be seen. Whilst we're underneath the safety car, I'm just going to run to the toilet. And we will just keep an eye on Adam, I think, at the very front of the grid. So I'll be back in just a moment. Okay, we are back. Unlike the drivers, the commentators do get a lavatory break. We don't have to do it in our race suits. And we are still underneath this safety car then. And it looks like actually Solo... Oh yeah, Solo did stay out. I didn't know if he made the decision to box after I disappeared, but he has stayed out. Everybody's caught up to the safety car. Trappy only fell back to P6, and we do have our safety car in this lap then. So lap 11, we will be racing again as soon as we cross that checkered line, and Adam just slowing down the pack there as he needs to do to allow the safety car to get into the pit lane safely. And hopefully we don't have any incident under the safety car. People try to jump the run too early. I wonder where Adam is going to go though. Some drivers take it through turn 13 and 14 and then get their foot down. Some drivers try and speed up on this straight to try and catch people out. So let's see what Adam decides to do here. Delta Shadow looks like he's raring to go here on the hard tyre. Needs to be careful though, because he's right behind Adam. Once Adam makes a decision to go, he has to keep his foot down. He's gone right before 13 and 14. And I don't think he's caught many people out, although FPS Trick seems to be caught out. And Solo is going side by side with him. up towards turn 1. He actually gets the move done before turn 1. Trappy is also getting... Oh, no, sorry, hasn't made the move. What am I saying? Solo's managed to stay in front there. Oh, tripping? Oh, it's HDL Trappy who's racing against. Apologies, apologies. Everybody here looking to have got a decent restart. I can't see anybody that's particularly fell back here on that race restart, but Adam grinding out a very quick lead, putting out by a second or more as HDL Trappy gets past Solo here on his charge. Up next, LFC. Not far away already. FPS Tricks coming very close now to Solo. To go around the long right-hander of turn 10, and then we get our foot down on the straight. We have Lordy as well, just going side by side with Stewart, and Stewart just tucks in behind there. And can Nico take advantage of the fact that Stewart might be a little vulnerable here? He's looking close, he's looking for a move as well. But manages just to tuck in behind there. And no one gets hit by the World Champions. This time as Lordy looking to make a move on Matty Clem into turn 1. The two former teammates. Matty Clem, a very nice line there. And Stewart has joined the action as well. If they can make a move on Matty Clem. He's fallen back from the pack a little bit here. Already lost a second and a half nearly. Let's see, HDL Trappy is bearing down with a purple Sector 1 on these fresher medium tyres. I was wondering if Solo is going to start getting swallowed up soon by FPS Tricks and other drivers. Solo is now 1.4 seconds away from the car in front. Of course, his tyres are 7 laps old in comparison. Let's clear our view a little bit less at tyres. How's it going, Torio? Can I join as a spectator next week? I'll have a think about that and get back to you. Potentially. Potentially. HDL Trappy now 3/10 off as DRS is activated, but we won't see it until the middle of Sector 1, where we have our first activation point on lap 13 as Stewart gets past Lordy. And oof, Rouge Nico there coming very close to bumper and bumper. HDL Trappy finding it hard now to get past LFC. Although Stewart right on Matty Clem's tail. Actually, this might be a move that gets done quicker as Matty Clem doesn't have a defense with DRS, but LFC does have that defense. I will try and flip to LFC and Delta Shadow as they go down the main straight. But Adam, with that drive-through penalty, think about how long he's been out for. He's going to have to serve that drive-through penalty this lap, I believe. Safety car went on lap 11. Ooh, that is Stewart down the inside of Matty Clem through turn 10. It looks very clean. It looks like he's actually managed to get a move done very clean indeed. Matty Clem losing another place there, but he is trying to fight it back. No, he's not. Sorry, he's trying to fight it back against Lordy, who gets past. That's another place lost to Matty Clem. Had absolutely no defense there and has really struggled, as we see. Adam now does go in for his drive-through penalty. There's no other movement here, so HDL Trappy did not get past Delta Shadow. Although LFC got past Delta Shadow. So LFC now in the lead of this race with a purple Sector 3. The moves being made there from LFC. Delta Shadow now will have the DRS to defend HDL Trappy and attack LFC. HDL Trappy, though, is looking very sharp after that disqualification earlier on today. HDL Trappy actually gets past Delta Shadow there. Even with DRS, Delta Shadow was not able to hold on to that position. I'm not too sure what's happened there for the Red Bull driver. Maybe they're trying to keep it safe. He knows that Red Bull have got 0 points so far this season. He knows that he's got 0 points so far this season. Maybe he's wanted to play it safe as we come up to the 50% mark in this race. Nearly. Not there just yet. Nearly. Wanted to keep the car on the track. And HDL Trappy now should really make the move. And he does make the move. And this will be bad news for Adam, who's now in P9. Because he has got 20 laps to try and get himself back up fighting against HDL Trappy. his real threat when it comes to the Drivers' Championship. As Nico goes into the pit lane, which allows Lordy through. Lordy looks ghosted at the moment. I'm not sure why that is. Let me just double check. See if I've missed Lordy being removed. It's just Lordy. Stop an invite back. Raven was never in, Lordy. He's being a troll. Don't worry, I'll just drop it in invite, bud. There we go. Hopefully I haven't lost too much time there. Matty Clem fighting Adam here. What an unlikely pairing this is to be having a battle at this stage of the race. But I think Adam just made a move on Clem, and Clem managed to stick within DRS range, at least for now. Matty Clem not having his best race here in Canada, but he might be about to overtake the current holder of the Driver Championship, and he does. Into turn 1, will he avoid the Wall of Champions? Matty Clem, yes he does. But now Adam's got... Oh no, sorry, Clem gets a second bout there of DRS as well. So, nice little move there for Matt. Nice little move indeed. And let's see whether or not I can keep Adam behind, although I'm sure Adam, similar to Trappy earlier on today, will want to be making moves forwards, not backwards. And here is Delta Shadow then and LFC, both battling to try and get past Trappy. FPS Tricks trying to get past Solo as well. We've got a lot of drivers in DRS trains here, so every 3 drivers almost got a DRS train behind them. Let's jump on board now for the exit of turn 10. Let's see what kind of a run LFC has. It looks a little bit slow out of turn 10, but Delta Shadow looks a little bit quicker here. LFC opens that wing. Can he get close enough to Trappy? Will Trappy be burning that ERS? We're about halfway through the corner and Trappy manages to stay ahead. And let's jump on to our second DRS train behind Solo. We get very close to the wall though, nothing giving. And Adam's still unable to get past Matty Clem. That's Matty Clem putting up one hell of a defense against Adam, although into turn 1, Adam's going to take a go. We've seen a lot of moves being done in turn 1. It's actually a very, very tricky corner to try and make a move, but drivers are making it stick. As FPS Tricks now under pressure from Stewart. Might need to make a move here on Solo in order to keep his current momentum going, but Solo putting up an absolutely fantastic defensive battle on much older medium tyres. The Williams driver. And again, these 3 drivers just bumper to bumper. Stewart looking for a gap here. Might be getting a little bit impatient. And he did get very impatient there. Now, again, both drivers were looking for a way past Solo. And that looked like a very tricky... And Delta Shadow as well with just DNF. Is that the Wall of Champions? No. It's before the Wall of Champions. I'm not sure what's happened at Delta Shadow. It's got to be a contact, though. There must have been contact there with Delta Shadow. And he was racing very closely against LFC and HDL Trappy. I'm not too sure what's happened there to Delta. Might we get some information just a moment from the paddock. We are now under another safety car, and that gives our cars a chance to bump back together. Bunch back together, sorry. I'm getting my words out today. It gives Adam a good chance as well to get himself further up that grid again. Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, both FPS Tricks and Stu look like they were looking for a way past. Obviously, FPS Tricks looking for a way past Solo. Stu looking for a way past FPS Tricks. I think I think Trix went to pull out in one line to get past Solo, and Stu tried to pull out and get into the opposite line, and then Trix has come back across the track to try different routes. So I don't think, again, I don't think there's any intent there. I think it's just a case of potentially too many movements by both cars. Maybe a bit more patience is needed. But again, if any clips are sent in, I'll have to review those along with the stewarding team to actually come to a proper outcome there. But at a quick glance, that's how it looked like. Two drivers that were really battling to make a move. One move too many from both drivers, and they've ended up colliding with one another. LFC and Delta did have contact there. Delta said he was trying to change something on his MFD, and he wasn't looking where he was going. So I don't think LFC picked up any damage from that. Let's have a quick look here. Oh, LFC has got some front wing damage, and he actually hasn't been in to solve the issue either. So again, let's have a look at what penalties are saying for him. Whilst we are here, why not have a look at some penalties? So 6 seconds for LFC, who may be looking to box at some point to sort that front wing out. Although for the time being, he's staying out. And in fact, did he actually not box at all there? If we go to tyres, no, so he actually stayed out on his old tyres. Surely he's got to box. Surely he's got to box here. Maybe set on another set of mediums the last 15 laps. Although the safety car's in this lap, so that's going to be very difficult for him to do. But he's going to have to try and ride this out, I think, isn't he? Let's try and ride this out and hope for a good jump start here. I doubt there's going to be any more safety cars, although it can happen. Of course, it can happen. So we've got fresh tyres for everyone other than Lordy and LFC going into this safety car restart. LFC will likely be quickly swallowed up by Trappy, Solo and Adam. He may be able to hold off the rest of the grid from there, as Lordy's just allowed Nico through. Not too sure what's happened there. Lordy must have gone off the track there, I think. Is Nico trying to give the position back here? I'm not too sure. Really, what? Okay, 5-second penalty there for Nico for ignoring yellow flags. Now, I have just seen that situation there, and that might be an incident where we can actually remove that 5-second penalty as long as it's not. Ooh, Lord has a bit of a tumble. Oh, that could be a bad one. I might just give himself front rear wing damage, and looks like Lord is just potentially retired on track there. Which could be very bad for Lordy, unless something has just happened at home or something to have to go and deal with. Could be an issue for Lordy in the future. Anyone in chat? Oh, can't get his wheel working. Okay. Everything is on or off. That doesn't sound great, Lord. That doesn't sound great. We'll disregard that retirement on track then. I know you're one of our trustworthy drivers anyway, so I appreciate you letting us know straight away. Full lock, full throttle, or full brake. Ouch. It sounds like an absolute Ferrari masterclass there then. Mechanical issues out the arse. That's unfortunate, although to be fair, you weren't having the best race today, was he? He was a little bit off the pace. Have you had those issues from the start, Lordy? Were they new issues after the safety car? Stewart gets past Adam here. Again, Adam seems to have really fallen back since that drive-through penalty, and looks like he's struggling to actually find any major pace here. And Stewart looks like he's on fire now with low fuel in this car, looking to get a move done on LFC. Struggling on those old tyres, struggling with some wing damage as well. His left end plate is just missing on the screen. This could be Stewart up into P3, potential podium for him. LFC might have to think about just boxing for fresh tyres, not only, and also for fresh front wing as well. There's a bit of contact there coming through turn 10. We've got a lot of cars here all bunched together. all trying to get past LFC. We get Stuart past LFC, Adam past LFC, Matty Clem past LFC. Will Nico be able to come in on this? I don't think he will. A bit too far back there for Nico. LFC does go into the pit lane. He's going to be a little bit further behind here. He'll be waiting for a potential safety car, I think. Ferrari strategy is working. One driver, two race bans, two driver, throttle problems. Sounds like Ferrari, yes. Absolutely right, Torrio, absolutely right. Tried to sort it behind the safety car with no joy. Okay, oh, okay. After you disconnect, it was messed up. Okay. I'll try and have a look and see if there's a fix for that. I don't really know many PC drive. We've got Metal Save, the PC driver. Yeah, we'd have to have a look at a fix for that, because I guess it's something to do with the synchronization of the wheel. Whether unplugging and replugging would have worked, I don't know, but possibly not. If you unplugged it and replugged it, it probably would have made you drive with your mouse and keyboard, and that's not fantastic, is it? As you see Stuart going into turn 10, he'll have DRS on Matty Clem. He'll surely be looking for a move, although it looks like he's pretty slow out of turn 10. Let's see if he's picked up a lot of traction though from that line. He's took Matty Clem, sticking his car in the middle of the track to start off with. Now he's moved to the more traditional racing line as Stuart pulls out very late, uses as much slipstream as he can into 13 and 14. There was a bit of a touch there between Stuart and Matty Clem. Again, two cars going through there is extremely tricky, so it's always likely there's going to be contact. It's just a good thing that none of them went into the wall of champions there, as Nico also looking to get in on the action with Matty Clem. Just 6 tenths behind. Tried that behind us. He's got, okay, fair enough, fair enough. That yeah, that's unfortunate then, Lordy. But hopefully it won't occur next week or next time you're able to race. I know you're unsure if you're going to race today and you've managed to get on, and then you have that kind of issue there. Zach is done with this game. I'm guessing he's gone on to Siege and been clapped, because F1's an absolutely fantastic game. Motor Jake, what happened with you, Trix? What's your opinion on the issue there? From our point of view, it looked like both you and Stu tried to make a one move too many. Yourself trying to make a move on Solo, and Stu trying to make that move on you. And eventually making one move too many between the two drivers has caused a bit of a collision there between the two. Would you think the same, or do you think Stu is 100% at fault? I'd love to see your opinion. Defo being tapped on Siege, says Torrio. Zach says Stu took me out because he was impatient. I did get the impression that Stu was being impatient, but it did also look like both drivers are trying to make a move. Again, it looked like you trying to make a move on Solo, and it looked like Stu trying to make a move on you at the same time, and it just kind of didn't work out for either driver. But again, it's an unfortunate coming together, and if you feel the need to, feel free to pop a clip in the incident reports. You can take a look at that post race as Matty Clem gets past Stuart, and there's a yellow flag momentarily as Nico gets past Stuart as well. So I wonder if Stuart and Matt there just had a bit of a collision. Nico with a 3-second time penalty. We'll see a lot of those before the end of the race, I'm pretty sure. As Stu trying to come back at Nico, looks like his front wing's intact, so maybe just a bit of a collision, or maybe he's gone off the track momentarily. Stu takes an inside line through turn 10, but he's pretty slow on the initial exit. Has he picked up more traction again like he did with Matty Clem? Can he get a DRS wing open and make a move on Nico? All the action here is happening at the back of the grid as we wait for Adam to hunt Solo. Stuart making a move down the inside, and Nico shuts the door on Stu, and that turns Stu, well, facing the wrong way, doing some donuts before getting his car back onto the track. Again, that's the second time really where Stu's gone through turn 13, maybe a little bit too hastily down the inside. Matty Clem backed out. Nico was having none of it, did not back out, and ultimately it meant that Stu's car was doing donuts for a little bit there. Up at the top end now, HDL Trappy getting a fairly healthy lead there. Solo in the background though, he's not too far away, ready to pounce on any mistakes that may occur. Adam trying to chase down Solo. At the moment, I think he's struggling to keep that pace going. I wonder if there's any additional damage other than just to Adam's ego. They might be carrying, which is why he's slowed down significantly here. Whether or not Solo and Trappy just got better use out of their car here on lower fuel. But it all seems to be now spreading out quite a bit. We've got Nico within touching distance of Clem, Adam within touching distance of Solo, but other than that, really, the cars have started to spread out, which is what happens with low numbers and 4 DNFs, I suppose, at Canada. A 1 minute 13 track, maybe, with a race pace, 1 minute 12 track as you start to lose some fuel. So yeah, those little mistakes you might make lap by lap will be quickly punished by other drivers, and you'll quickly start to see yourself dropping back, as we are seeing here. Lordy says part of the master plan. Absolutely at Ferrari. Ferrari doomed, says Torrio. Listen, second half of the season, I'm sure you'll pick it back up again. Zach said it's in the incident report. Okay, perfect. Could have overtook you on the straight. Yep, definitely. Could have had a little bit more patience. Unfortunately, you've been the worst off there. Again, that's racing, Zach. There's been plenty of times where you've done the same to others. I'm sure. I know what your track record is like. But here at the bunker, you know, it's just all about having fun. And crashing can be fun. Watching Lordy go straight at turn 1 and then turn off his steering wheel can be fun. Adam now finally breaking the 1 second mark here to Solo. I wonder if he's had to use a little bit of his ERS to make that happen. But we will see him have DRS very shortly. I don't think we'll have it right now, though. Have a quick look on board. He does have it right now, so pulling closer and closer to Solo, who's pulling further and further away, or falling further and further away from Trappy, as we have a Mercedes of Stewart, who was very slow there. Was it Stewart? Sorry, yeah, of Stewart, who's very slow there. Received a yellow flag, but I think all is good. Now then, crunch time for Adam. Can he make this move on Solo? First time round. Solo, I'm sure, would have been saving his ERS, preparing for this defense, since he goes all the way to the right-hand side of the track to try and avoid the slipstream going into turn 13. See, actually, Solo's ERS is flashing there, and Adam very close to losing control of the car, but manages to keep it. And we'll have to try this move again next lap. Nico not really making any inroads on Matty Clem's time here. Likewise, LFC has been very quiet at the back of the grid since having that drive-through penalty. Sorry, not having that damage to his car. Maybe just settling here the P7 in the Aston Martin. He had, I believe, 6 seconds of penalties as well when we last checked. So maybe just settling the P7, not pushing too hard, making sure he does get some points for the team. And actually, LFC has gone into the pit lane again. I'm wondering whether this is an option to go to the soft tyre, try and get a fastest lap point as well. You know P7 secure. There's no one behind you. Let's see if we can get a fastest lap as well. As we see now, Adam about actually the same distance away from Solo, but this time I'm sure Solo will have a lot less ERS as Adam goes down the main straight. What kind of a line are we going to see into turn 13? He's right behind here. Solo just keeping out the wall. Adam down the left hand side now. Solo pushing him over, but leaving just enough room for Adam. Adam still does make the move there. Solo making it difficult for Adam, but Adam finding the space to make that move. Question is now though, does Solo's medium tyres have enough to give an answer back to Adam here on the hard tyre? We've also seen Trappy with a 3-second time penalty. So now Adam has not got to overtake Trappy on track, but he has got to get within at least 3 seconds. Let's just make sure it's not more than that, actually. Let's see if we go to our penalties. Yeah, it's a 3-second gap then. So it's currently a 1 second or 1.4 second gap to Trappy. I wonder if Adam can actually break that barrier down. We'll leave the penalties up because they are going to become important at the end of the race here. You've got Matty Clem on 9 seconds, although he's pretty safe. He's got Nico on 14 seconds. But we'll see. Let's see what happens. Let's just double check. In fact, we'll stay on board very quickly and see if Solo can get a move here on Adam. Get a return move. Oh, he takes that very narrow and actually loses a bit of time on Adam. Although the DRS will help him gain that time back, but nothing he's doing into turn one. Let's have a quick look at the tyres. Where are we? Tyres. So yeah, we've got Stewart and LFC both on a soft tyre, looking to find that extra point there for fastest lap. Let me just flash up my telemetry on the other side. I'll let you know if I see any purples. Remember, LFC has done his personal best. He's 2 tenths down on his fastest time. The current fastest lap is HDL Trappy with a 1:13 flat. A lot of other drivers, including LFC, are in the 1:13s as LFC puts in a fastest middle sector, and this could be on for a fastest lap. The only thing that's going to let him down really is the lack of DRS in sector 3. That's where you're going to get most of your pace from in that sector, isn't it? So let's see what sector 3 looks like for LFC. He crosses the line and sets a new fastest lap of this race. The first driver to get into the 112s, and by quite some margin for 112.3. And realistically, without another safety car coming out and without DRS, that looks like it's almost an unbeatable time. So Nico is now 3 tenths down up on his time. I don't think it's going to be a fastest lap though. But he is making some moves here. Adam's still not able really to break that gap down, find any additional pace against Trappy. But again, if tyres and tyre wear play any part in this, and as Trappy's medium start to wear down, Adam's hards might, you know, become a little bit more pacey on the track there. Stewart putting in his personal best sector 1 and sector 2 here in the race for fastest lap. We've got no purples just yet, but significantly better from Stewart. And what is his sector 3 looking like? Let's find out. It is not a fastest lap, but it does put him into the 112s. The 112.843 there for Stewart. LFC with 112.399. I don't think that time will be beaten without DRS and without full ERS on fairly fresh tyres. So I think LFC will safely have an additional point there. As Solo makes a decision to pit here, does he think he's got a free pit stop to Matty Clem? Or is he hoping that these soft tyres will give him enough to get both the fastest lap with DRS and also get him past Matty Clem and Nico on the slightly harder compound? And Solo actually comes out ahead of Rouge Nico. He's only got to make one overtake on track against Matty Clem, but in fact, penalties playing the part will mean it will keep his podium off track. But if you can get this move done or even pinch some DRS off Matty Clem, which he's got absolutely no interest in at the moment, he wants to get this move done. He wants to clean air. He's probably seen that LFC has got the fastest lap while using clean air. Whether LFC was burning his DRS at the same time, I don't know. Let's see then what Solo can do. Of course, this will be classed as his out lap, so we're not going to see a fastest lap just yet, but he has boxed. He hasn't lost the position, and now he has a chance to grab another point now. It's a very well calculated move from Solo to get this pit completed when he did. Does make you wonder whether Adam might think about doing something similar, but again, he is against the clock here and he's actually burning down some time to HDL Trappy. Matty Clem gets another 3-second time penalty there for Solo. Then let's have a look what he can do in sector 1. Will it be purple? Will it be an improvement on his time? He's very close to the 112 already. He's a 1/10 up, sorry, 1/10 down, and does get a purple sector 1 here. So it's a great start for Solo. The track starts to ramp up and these tyres manage to get as much possible grip as they can. Let's see what he gets in sector 2 then, right before turn 10. Will it be purple again? It's purple again. So it's currently around about 2.5 temps down on his current fastest lap, which already puts him into the 112s. But again, let's see what he can do here. No DRS. The ERS is flashing. This might be where he loses out on the fastest lap, but let's see what he can do. Turn 13 and 14 keeps it out of the wall. Very clean line through there. It's looking good, actually. Falls just short of the fastest lap there. In fact, he lost 3 temps without having DRS. Although it has just said a full purple there for Solo. So let me have a look at my telemetry one more time. No, definitely. That definitely was not the fastest lap there for Solo. His fastest lap is flashing up to 113 for me. My telemetry and LFC still has a 112. I'm just going to quickly check though. Race directory to make sure I'm not incorrect there. What's his last lap? What was his last lap? Oh, it was 112.2. So my telemetry looks like it is wrong for the time being. So actually, yep, he did just set the fastest lap of the race, unless it was invalidated for whatever reason. So again, we'll see what happens at the end of the race. We'll see who gets that purple lap. Solo did improve again in sector 1, but it's fallen away in sector 2. As Adam now looking to find 6 tenths here on the final lap. I don't think it's going to happen. That final lap has absolutely crept up on me, by the way. I did not see that final lap coming, watching all those fastest laps. So we still have a fair bit of entertainment there, you know, the fight for the fastest lap. In fact, can we get the fastest lap detail up on the side here? You can indeed. So yeah, just confirmation there then that Solo does have the fastest lap with a 112. Hopefully that gets pulled through at the end of the day. It has now updated on my telemetry. So perfect. Now got that correct. And can Adam find now 3 temps to get HDL Trappy down this main straight? I don't think you will. And HDL Trappy actually disqualified from qualifying. Started at the back of the grid, had the help of some safety cars to get himself back through the grid, but his out and out pace has been fantastic today. And as long as it is only 3 seconds he's got, he will be our leader as Adam crosses the line and stays where he's in P2. Next up will be Solo. No penalties to his name. A nice clean race in that respect. Comes over the line with fastest lap with a podium. Matty Clem next up with plenty of penalties, but not more than those who are currently behind him. Brings it home for P4, and he should stay where he is, I believe, as Nico crosses the line in P5. Got a long wait now as Stu's just come out of turn 10 into turn 11. A little kink in the road there before entering turn 13 and 14. And it's not an attempt to a fastest lap by any stretch of the imagination. Stu crosses the line in style. And finally, LFC, he went from P4 to P1 to back of the grid with a bit of wing damage there, but he does finish in the points. Did hold on to fastest lap for a couple of laps or so before Solo came in and put an absolutely stonking 112.2. And HDL Trappy, with his last to first, gets himself driver of the day here. Whether that'll be driver of the day after our votes go down is a different story, but it does get driver of the day from the game at least. Those meetings on HDL Trappy aren't going to be good starting about now, but he managed to get the move, managed to get it done, Lord, he managed to get it done. He did come pretty close towards the end though there, so he just a bit of confirmation. HDL Trappy is our winner by 4 tenths in the end. It was a second and 4 tenths, 1.4 on track, but yeah, with that 3-second penalty, it takes him down to 4 tenths. Solo in P3 with the fastest lap. Matty Clem P4, Nico P5, Stu P6, LFC P7. And 4 unfortunate drivers today who have DNF'd on track: Lordy, Delta, FPS Tricks, and Ollie. So that'll be interesting for our standings. And HDL Trappy, does he draw closer to Adam? He surely will draw a bit closer to Adam, but still a great result there with 18 points for P2 for the Alpine as well. So Adam should, I think, keep the lead, but Trappy starting to make a dent in that lead. Solo with some great points for the Williams today. Again, lacking a partner or a teammate today, but get some great points to hopefully boost them in both his Drivers' Championship and also the Constructors' Championship. Alfa Romeo, some great points as well. Would have been even better if Zach had managed to make it to the end there. But Matty Clem getting P4 again, sneaking in these cheeky results as he does. We're going to look forward now, though, to next round. So we go to Britain for our first reverse sprint of the season, followed very quickly by Hungary 2 races later. So yeah, we're starting to get an idea of our grid. We'll have our reverse sprint, no qualifying next week. I'm just going to point out we do like people to join as early as they possibly can into the lobby so we can actually sort out that reverse grid, but it does take a bit of time. And also do let us know that you are attending the race as early as you possibly can, so that again I can get the order correct and get it posted out so everybody's aware of what the order will be. Starting grid. Well, congratulations to Trappy, congratulations to Adam and Solo, who are our podium sitters today. Other than that, I'll just do our usual roundup and say that this will be posted to YouTube tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, because of the actual F1 race being on, I'll probably post it on around about 11 o'clock for those who prefer to view bits on YouTube. We did catch a fair few incidents there, I think, so if you do want to watch back the stream and clip any incidents or clip any of those amazing overtakes that we've seen throughout the commentary, then feel free to do so. It'll help me as well. We are trying to get a bit of a trailer together, so as many clips as you can possibly get does help me in finding that important clippable information to add to our channel trailer for potentially next season. But yeah, other than that, appreciate everybody jumping in today. We'll hopefully see you all next week at the same time around Silverstone for our reverse grid. Until then, everyone, have a good weekend. Enjoy the F1 tomorrow. Should be a good race round Jeddah. And we'll enjoy our race round Silverstone next week.